bloggers, and we have a local blogger named Maddie Osman here today with us.
Hi, everybody.
So Maddie, tell us, what is the name of your blog?
It's called Chicago Cheap Ass, and if you couldn't tell by my Blackhawk shirt, which says "Don't puck with us," I like to live a little bit on the edge.
Cool. So ChicagoCheapAsscom will be the URL?
Exactly, phonetically, how it sounds, yep.
Alright. So tell me, what category would the blog be considered to be in?
Okay, so I would give it two categories. One would be obviously about Chicago, a blog that revolves around different events, restaurant openings, in general, tips for living in Chicago. The other category, and maybe of a more broad appeal, would be that it's a lifestyle blog, and some of the topics that I cover are universal to not just Chicago, but any sort of young professional who's living on a budget.
Great. So tell me, when did you start the blog? And when did you start blogging, and then when did you start this particular blog?
Sure. So my first blog was a personal blog. It was just my name, madeline-osman.com/blog. And the goal with that was really to start developing a personal brand, as well as having a creative outlet for just writing and marketing ideas and traveling and things like that. So there wasn't a huge purpose to what I did, but the goal was to learn. And since then, I've submitted posts to several other types of blogs, written a lot for my school, which was the University of Iowa, did their student life blog for a time, wrote for the University of Iowa's study abroad program. I've submitted blogs to internships.com, my own company's blog, Social Media Beast, and also the Groupon blog. So there has been, a long life cycle of different things that I've done. Obviously, each blog was completely different content, so the goal was to learn.
Okay. So for ChicagoCheapAsscom blog, what are some of the highlights of that particular blog?
So the main highlights of ChicagoCheapAss.com are different articles to educate people to do different things, or to inform people about different events particular to Chicago. So some of my more popular posts are how to have a Tinder date in Chicago on a budget, and several different options. Also, how to get into Lollapalooza for free, which I won't spoil for you here.
Okay.
What differs between the blog itself and the other social channels I'm on is different types of content. So following the blog isn't the only way to capitalize on the ideas that I have and the insider information that I have. Following the Facebook page, for example, would give you more of the moment updates that are shorter in nature, not as informative, but would tell you, hey, here's a great deal happening tonight or this week. Here's an event you should check out. Here's a way to get free lunch today, things of that nature. Twitter is kind of the same thing, so in order to get the most out of the blog, it's a really good idea to follow me on all channels.
So, okay, well, that brings me to the next question. Why should someone really visit the blog? Should they just kind of subscribe to Twitter, follow you on Facebook, or should they actually just really be focused on the blog?
Sure. So I would say the blog has the most detailed and useful information for someone, fitting the description of being a young professional in Chicago who is, in an entry-level job, entry-level salary, and wanting to maximize that, because Chicago, obviously, there's so many different things you could do any day of the week. You have to pick, but you also have to budget accordingly. You have to plan out what is worth your time, what's worth your money. And so my blog aims to help you do that. It also aims to help you see things in a different way. For example, the Lollapalooza post is another way of involving yourself with Lollapalooza without shelling out $200 or $300 to get in. So
it's pretty expensive, yes.
It is very expensive, but you don't have to pay that price. So someone should go to my blog to understand how to do something. Someone would go to the Facebook or Twitter for basic tips.
Okay. So what's the future of ChicagoCheapAss.com? What do you got in store for us?
Well, Right now I'm working on building up my writers just because it is an intensive process to be creating posts all the time, and I don't necessarily have all the expertise on subjects that would appeal to a young professional. So I'm very lucky to have a good network of friends who understand different categories that I'm interested in expanding the blog into, beauty being one that I recently worked with a friend to develop, and she's been writing posts on almost a weekly basis. Personal finance also being something important and something that a cheap ass should understand.
Right.
So the main goal and future growth plans for Chicago Cheap Ass are to get more sort of staff writers, you know.
Okay. Become Huffington Post, right?
Exactly. To represent all different sides of Chicago life, from sports to beauty to fashion to food to anything you can think of, but also to have a wider appeal than just Chicago.
All right, so tell me, how do you plan to monetize the blog, make revenue from the blog, build the income for the blog? I know you're probably doing that already, but tell us.
Yeah, I would say when it started, Chicago Cheap Ass was a hobby blog.
Okay.
And I think that's how a lot of blogs start. I have a passion for something. I know I can create a lot of content for this. It's endless. It's Chicago.
Right.
But I also have realized that there are ways to use the blog to monetize in different ways. And so, one thing that's already been starting to happen is always put a contact form on your blog, because you never know who's going to want to reach you to talk to you about, whatever. And so a lady recently reached out to me asking me to help her build her blog. So it was an unexpected consequence of creating that blog, but it was a great one. And that's something that I like to do because I do front-end web development in addition to my full-time job. So that's one way, just finding new freelance opportunities. Another way that I'm monetizing is I just set up Google AdSense.
Okay.
So, as my traffic picks up, that will start to become more of an income generator. And I also put up kind of cheater banner things so that people know that that space is for sale. Obviously, it would have to be a business that makes sense to go on my blog, but if a business wanted to advertise happy hour specials or
Right.
daily specials, I think that would be a great fit. On the final notes of monetization, I've been looking into different affiliate programs. Amazon Associates is one that has potential to be great with my blog, just because I do product reviews and make recommendations for different products people should buy, and I've always been a huge Amazon fan. I have an Amazon credit card so I can rack up the points.
Right on.
So I think that's what I've got for now, but really the sky's the limit. It's something that I've just started to think about.
Okay, so you got Google AdSense, you're looking at Amazon, and there's probably, affiliate marketing in general. You're looking at that.
Right.
One of the other things is maybe becoming like a brand ambassador for a product. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, I've been a brand ambassador for several companies in the past, so it's very easy for me to speak on behalf of other companies and communicate their messages to other people. I do that for Zipcar right now. I have done it for Sony in the past. So yeah, definitely something that is a good way to monetize. I feel like when you're doing product reviews, for example, on your blog, if a company reaches out to you to review a product, which I've had a couple of requests for, those are in the works right now.
Good.
That's definitely another efficient way to monetize your blog.
Okay. So do you have any final comments as well as anything unique or special or anything coming up that you want to share with the readers or the audience listening to this?
The only other thing I would say right now is, Chicago Cheap Ass just got started, but it's already getting a lot of monthly unique visitors, and people are starting to talk about it. So really the only way from here is going up. I recently hosted a Twitter chat for Chicago, which was really cool. Trying to find different ways to get the word out, but also to engage with the community. And I think that that's something that's really important when you start a blog, is finding, the people that will support you and even the people that will work with you. So that's that's kind of where I'm at right now.
All right, great. So that brings us to an end to Conversations with Bloggers with Maddie Osman from ChicagoCheapAsscom. I want to thank Maddie for coming onto the show, and we'll be looking for great things from her in the future. I'm also going to invite Maddie to become a speaker at Chicago Blog Week. So we're going to be looking forward to her presentation.
All right, thank you, Dante.
Thank you.